We do, under Mark Wynn's direction, have the center in the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, what's called the Globalization Monetary Policy Institute. We have never bought on to the decoupling thesis. That's nonsense. We have a symbiotic relationship with China and with other people elsewhere in the world. China cannot succeed unless the United States succeeds. And I sense that China's leadership, from Hu Jintao on down, are very eager for the United States to recover. I also sense that they would do nothing to harm our interests, economically speaking or financially speaking. And we have no desire to harm their interests because we realize that we need China to succeed as well. Their weight in the economy is a fraction of what ours is in the global economy. But they are holders of significant amounts of treasuries, and they have invested in us. And I believe deep in my heart that they believe in us. Ronnie told you that I happen to be a fly on the wall, the note taker, at the very first meetings with Deng Xiaoping, and was there after we completed that accord, the settlement of claims between us. Stood next to the flagpole where we raised the flag on the United States Embassy, March 1st of 1979, establishing the fulsome diplomatic presence of the United States in China. I heard Deng Xiaoping in those meetings basically say what he later said in southern China, in Guangdong, about it doesn't matter if the cat is white or black as long as it catches mice. I heard him say it in many different forms. His successors have worked arduously to realize that path and that course. And I don't believe, with whatever imperfections all leaders have, including, or maybe especially in the United States, I don't believe that, and I don't question their earnestness to constantly improve the living standards of the Chinese people. And the way you do that is to integrate and work with the rest of the world. They decided, in my view, not to follow the Japanese and maybe the Korean models. That is, not to build so much national champions in a totally autarkic method and then expand up to the rest of the world. But they, in my opinion, following on Deng Xiaoping, decided to engage the rest of the world right up front and take the best that they could, and of course then take their share and grow things domestically. So they've been globalized. That's why we negotiated the settlement of claims in 1979. We buy $300 billion in goods from China. They own well over, close to $800 billion in treasuries. So I think we are totally interrelated. We've never been decoupled. We don't want to be decoupled, and we will not be decoupled. So the answer to your question is a function of how well we do. China sells roughly 20% of all their exports to the United States and another 20% to Europe. So we have to do well, Europe has to do well for China to do well. And in the meantime, you've got this issue of can you ramp up domestic consumption? They've given quite a stimulus package, which is quite impressive. Those that are worried about our stimulus package, their stimulus package is also very impressive. But they don't have a Social Security network and a healthcare system and so on, so their savings rate is much higher. And therefore, it's very hard to regenerate consumption habit domestically driven. They still will depend on their foreign markets. And therefore, their biggest foreign market, the United States, must grow. So, short answer, we're not decoupled, and we never wish to be.